Hi, I'm Melanie from Writings of Health Invercargill, and this week's Why is a curious question. I was sitting in the hospital waiting for an MRI earlier this week, and two staff stopped and had a chat beside me. One said to the other, "You need to stop drinking out of that plastic water bottle, it can make you fat." And I thought, what a crazy thing to say. So I set about finding out if it's true. So this week's question is, can drinking out of plastic water bottles make you fat? So it took me a little while to get to the bottom of this. When you Google search this, you get all sorts of things off MSN and all sorts of media websites saying, yes, plastic bottles make you fat. But what exactly is the science behind this? Now, it took me a bit of searching and I nailed down the actual thing that they are referring to. So apparently there are some things in that they put into plastic when they make plastic items, and that can be soaps as well as bottles and all sorts of other things. And the thing in question is xenoestrogens. Now this particular thing, I then went to search on Google Scholar because that is where you find the research articles. Now I had found two separate research articles, both of which the links are in the comments for this on the YouTube channel if you want to go and have a look at those articles, and they are fully referenced and cited and all sorts of things. They're proper research articles. But back to the point, xenoestrogens. So apparently they have got an obesity risk factor and a cardiovascular risk factor. They do something to the levels in plasma and your visceral fat, which is the fat that holds your internal organs. There has been some science that has proved that there is some metabolic inflammatory factors that connects xenoestrogens to a predictor of cardiovascular risk. So they're using the presence of xenoestrogens as a really high indicator for cardiovascular risk. They also are connecting it with metabolic abnormalities. In the conclusion of one of those two articles, here is what it says, I quote, "It is quite possible that complex events, including exposure to environmental chemicals during development, may be contributing to the obesity epidemic." So back to that original thing. The lady in the hospital, the two staff members in the hospital, you better start drinking out of that plastic water bottle, it can make you fat. Actually, there is some scientific research that suggests that some of the chemicals that are in plastic can actually be connected to increased metabolic risk and obesity. What would you know? I would never have thought of that in a million years unless I'd just been sitting there when they have in that conversation. So she went on then to say to her colleague that she should be drinking her water out of glass or metal containers. So there you go. Can plastic bottles make you fat? Very possibly. Who knew? So if you've got a question for me, no matter how curious, as long as it's health and fitness and wellness related, please do ask me on this email here, and I'm willing to put it into a future why. Meanwhile, have a fabulous weekend.